Believe it or not, the Ifi Zen DAC V2, arguably popularised by the eccentric Zeus Pantera, is 3 years old at this point, and the company has since launched a successor in the aptly named V3. So is this legendary headphone amplifier DAC combo unit still worth the money? Let's find out. You can find these things on eBay used for between £100 and £150, and new they're just under £175 here in the UK, and that makes the V2 between £50 and £100 cheaper than the new V3, depending on where in the world you are and which store you choose to purchase from. £150 might sound like a lot, but this thing is incredibly versatile with plenty of ports and features. For those not up to speed, it does take a USB 3.0 B in, which can also power it, so you don't actually have to use the barrel jack on it. And then it outputs via 6.35 to phono to 3.5mm or to balanced as well. There is a high and a low gain option. Next to the true bass button, which adds some low end shove, you get this wonderful weighted volume dial on the front that's backlit and doesn't actually turn off unless you unplug the device. There's no real on-off switch, which is really strange. Ifi did provide this unit for review purposes. As always, they have no input on the video and won't be seeing it before you. I also haven't been paid a penny. I actually had one of these personally for a long time that you saw in my videos. I had it plugged into my Mac for the past year or so, and it's been really solid. Compared to my K5 Pro, I like that it has the balanced output. That's one of the best things about it. I like the true bass button. It is actually pretty good for just adding a bit of low end to your headphones or IEMs. And the sound that comes out of this thing is pretty flat and accurate, to be quite honest. It's been really good for reviewing IEMs and headphones. It has oodles of power to drive everything from my very sensitive OH10s all the way up to my Sennheiser HD600s, and that's before the volume dial is even at halfway, so there's plenty of power out of this thing. The sound is also very clear and it's neutral, which makes identifying characteristics of the things you plug into it a lot easier. And the Zen DAC V2 for me has been one of those pieces of tech that I just kind of forget that I'm using because it's that good. It never lets me down, it never gets in the way, it never makes me go, wow, which is another reason this might not be the most extreme thing you can buy on the market, but it just does its job really well. On my Mac, on my PC, plugged into my Linux laptop, it's just been great. No software downloads, I'm not bothered with any additional drivers, it's plug and play. I've used it for testing heaps of headphones and earphones, and my personal listening output device was this for a long time. I have one particular concern or slight annoyance with the Zen DAC V2, and that is that at very low volumes, and this seems to be an Ifi problem, it's just a little bit imbalanced. You have to turn it up a little bit just so that it balances your left and right channels out of the headphone ports. This was an issue with my original unit, it's an issue with my new review unit, it's an issue with the little Ifi Uno thing as well. I don't know if it's been fixed for the V3, I couldn't really find much information on it because it's such a new device. So yeah, we'll have to see what goes on with that particular issue. There are heaps of options on the market for headphone amps, the DAC amp combo units like this. I'm not going to sit here and tell you this is the best on the market or you have to buy it, but it is well regarded by many in the audiophile community, has all the basic functionality you could ever want out of a fairly competitively priced unit, and if you have one, an upgrade is not going to be necessary for a long time.